Nobody told me about the cruise. First of all, I had a great time on the cruise. I went on a Virgin, what is it, Virgin Voyages? Adults only? Oh, I had a time. I had a time, but if you got a little bit of body on you, nobody tell you about getting like that bathroom whooped my ass, girl. If you go on a cruise and you got body, you gotta stay in the suite. Like you gotta spend some money to get the real bathroom. That little bathroom whooped. I sat on that toilet and my thighs touched everything in that goddamn bathroom. Nobody told me that was gonna happen. I'm just trying to pee and this side just unrolling the toilet paper by itself. I had to stick my foot out to open it. I had to stick my foot out to stand up. Like, it's just bad in there. And the shower is trash. You get in that shower, you either got to get it with your hands up or down. You can't do both in that goddamn shower. I dropped my rag. I had to get out the shower to pick the rag up. Hold my whole back dry. I might as well go about my goddamn business. I'm halfway done. I don't like that. I didn't like that. And don't shit in that little bathroom either. You got to go outside and shit. Because if you shit in that little bathroom, you create a shitty hot box. That whole room just smell like shit for 2 days. It's terrible. And so you cannot have a problematic relationship and go on a cruise. Y'all better be friends. You go on that goddamn cruise, y'all be fighting on the cruise, and you go like, I'm leaving. And you go in the cafeteria and you getting something to eat, and you look across the cafeteria and he over there eating the burger. You like, what are you doing here? Bitch, I got to eat too. You think you're the only one? In the middle of the ocean, I can't leave. You gotta be friends with your partner, you go on a cruise. And then the balcony door, nobody told me about the balcony door, they got a sign. They got a sign. The sign says, please, if you wanna have continuous airflow, you gotta keep the balcony door closed and locked. No, tell us the real reason. I didn't know if you open up the balcony door and the front door, it'll blow your ass off the goddamn wall. Nobody told me that. Did you know that? Nobody told me that. If you at sea and you open up your balcony door in the front door, the wind blows. So the cleaning lady came and I had the balcony door open. She knocked and I opened the door. She blew down the goddamn hallway. I'm yelling, I'm sorry. She like, close the goddamn door. My bad, man. I'm sorry. Put a sign, say something. That's your life on the line. I'm inside. I had a good time on the cruise though. And then I went to the Bahamas, which was a lot of fun. I went to, girl, let me tell you, I performed at John Baptiste Jazz Lounge. If you've never been to the Bahamas and you go just for the Jazz Lounge to stay at Baha Mar, go. The Jazz Lounge is so good. They was playing 90s hip hop and R&B and Afro beats. The bands were so good. I had a time. And because they said I was going to be there 7 days and only worked 2, and I was only working the last 2 days of the trip, I'm thinking I got 5 days. I'm going to have time. Bam, I got 5 days. I'm showing up on vacation mode. All the women in here know what that means. When we go on this vacation mode, you got your hair done, you got your nails done, you got your toes done. You got 3,000 outfits in your closet. You would have bought another one, bitch, because people be like, well, nobody ain't seen you in that outfit. Well, I ain't seen me in this one, so I'm going to go get me a new one. Shut up.
You ready for some more drinks?
And I have vacation when I told my husband, I said, you want to go? He was like, yeah, I'm taking off work, I'm going. I'm like, oh, we vacation mode. The car picks us up from the airport. We get to the resort. And as soon as I get to the resort, I was so pissed off. You know what ruins a vacation?
The full non-alcoholic.
Kids, bitch. Oh my God. Oh my God, there was so many kids everywhere. I was like, oh my God, oh ew. Who's these? They was crawling on the floor like little roaches. I'm like, go get these kids. Whose kids is this? Ew. Stop looking at me. Stop. Because when you go on vacation, especially when you go with your man, I don't want to see nobody kids. And somebody said to me, is it because you feel bad that you didn't bring your own kids? Girl, fuck them too. I want to bring them in. This is a resort. Kids go to regular hotels. They don't go to resorts. The resorts is for us. It's our time. Babe, you know why? Because I'm going to be the drunk auntie. I'm not changing my clothes because your kid is here. I'm not changing my bathing suit because your kid is here. I'm in these streets. I'm about to have me a Henny Colada. I'm finna have a time. We go to the pool. The adult pool, trash. It's trash, the adult pool. As soon as you get there, there's a sign. Hey, this is the adults only pool. We call it the Serenity Pool. No loud yelling, no screaming, no loud music, no noise, no loud noise. This is for the adults to relax. I'm like, where the pool where we shaking ass? What is that? That's the pool I'm looking for. Guess what pool it is? The family pool. The family pool got the DJ. The family pool got the swim-up bar. The swim-up bar is in the family pool. The family pool got cabanas. My husband looked at me. He said, "What we doing?" I said, "We going with we a family, right? Just the two of us. We a family." We go to the family pool. We get a cabana. As soon as we get to the family pool, the pool is full of children. They playing Marco Polo. We get a cabana, we in the cabana, we got our little speaker playing. I mean, not yet, but the DJ's playing, but we having a good time. So I said, I want to go to the swim-up bar. And my husband said, wow, we got a wait staff, they coming to the cabana, just order here. I'm like, nah, I want to get in that water. He's like, babe, I want to swim up to the swim-up bar. That's why I came over here. The kids playing Marco Polo, Marco Polo. Marco, Polo, 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 all the kids, Marco, Polo, Polo, Polo. I'm gonna take off my cover up. Mind you, my bathing suit was very modest. It was a purple one piece, cheeky, low cut in the back. That's it, regular in the front, low cut, just a little cheeky, right? I take off my cover up and all I hear, Marco. Where the fuck the kids go? I get it over my head, all the kids is like this. And my husband's like, I told you might want to wear a different bathing suit. I was like, what the fuck about them kids? Them kids really get all that ass. That's how I walk in the pool. That's how I walk all the way in the pool. Shoes be I'm not changing my clothes because your kid is here. You got to explain to them who the hell I am. I don't care about that kid. They watching me. I just want to get in the pool. My husband said, you really going to the bar? I said, I'm going to the swim-up bar. I get in the pool, I'm like a seal in the water. Ladies know, because when you get in the pool and you got ass, that water make your ass move real nice. Now I'm doing this in the pool, my husband, he on the side of the pool just watching me. All the kids in the pool, they following me. I get to the swim-up bar, I stop. I said, good afternoon. He said, good afternoon, Miss Williams. I said, how you know my name? He said, your face is all over the hotel. What can I help you with? I said, I'm a Hennessy Colada. He said, what's that? I said, it's a pina colada, but instead of rum, put Hennessy. Look at the alcoholics. Look at all the alcoholics here. Ooh, I like that. Wait a minute. He said, sure. He gets me, he makes me my drink. Mind you, the middle of the pool is 5 feet. The exact middle of the pool is 5 feet. I'm 5'6". So when I get to the middle of the pool, of course, I start to go down. But that's when I was like, am I alcoholic? Because I damn near drowned, but my drink was dry. I'm just hopping in the pool because I'm going to get this drink across. And all the little kids is behind me. They just hopping with me to the pool. I got out the pool, I felt like Respucia the way they was looking at me. All the parents whispering, oh my God, look at her, wow. Wow, she's so brown. DJ stopped playing music, I go sit in my cabana. I'm sitting in the cabana, my husband puts our little speaker on. And this little boy came out of nowhere, he sat in the cabana with me. A little white boy, he's 2 years old, he just sat there. And I'm looking around, I'm like, what kid is this? And he's just staring at me like this, like, so then we started playing music. The little white kid, he started dancing. He was like, my ass drunk, I'm all with him. Mom came and pulled him away. He cried. She's like, Henry, we don't know these people, Henry. We have to go. And Henry's standing there. No, we can hang out with Henry for a little bit. We gave him some apples and shit. We was hanging out with Henry. Then we left the pool, went up, showered, and then we go downstairs, for dinner. And of course, it's a resort, so the people you see throughout the day, you probably don't see throughout the night. And they get us to our booth, and we're gonna sit in our booth. Guess who the booth left in? Henry. Now, Henry got an 11-year-old little brother named Anthony. I sit down, my husband got his back to them. I'm sitting facing him. Henry brother through the seat. I said, hello. I said, what's your name? He turns around, he goes, my name's Anthony. I said, how are you?
Oh, for her.
I'm okay.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good.
I said, what you want to ask me?
That's me.
And the mother goes, I don't know what he wants to ask you. And I said, well, I'm hoping this is, go ahead. Because in my head, I'm like, if you say something disrespectful, Mom, I'm going to whoop your ass. So he says, I just wanted to tell you that your body's not like my mom's body. I said, oh, yeah, your body is just like, it's like really brown. I said, thank you. And it's like, it's a lot of body, but it's a nice lot of body. And his mother said, turn your ass around. My husband's looking at me. I said, oh, he finna marry a black girl. I'm telling you. You're welcome. I do what I can. I do what I can for the country. I do what I can. I do what I can. Let me move this over. I'm hot. You know, premenopause whooping ass. Oh, I don't need that right now. There we go. It's whooping ass. I talked to my doctor. My doctor told me that because of the environment and the things that we eat and the way the environment is right now, women are experiencing premenopause earlier in life. Back in the days, 25 years ago, it used to be late 40s, early 50s. Now it's late 30s, early 40s. And there's some women in here who's in that age range and you have some stuff happening to your body, you can't figure out what's wrong with you. And you're angry or you feel flushed or you feel anxious or you just hot. And it could be premenopause and you don't even know it. This is a motherfucker right here. Let me tell you something. The heat, bitch. Oh my God. It's so hard to explain because you get hot in places that don't make sense. Like I just got hot in my eyebrow. Like my left eyebrow. Just now. Right hand be sweating. Right hand be sweating. No, my hands will be frozen, but it's hot. It's hot. And some of y'all pissing me the fuck off. Some of y'all got on too many clothes. Why you got on all that shit? Take that goddamn jacket off. You're making me hot. God damn. My husband asked me, he said, what's the first part about premenopause? You motherfucker, you get on my nerves. Because sometimes men don't understand that just by us looking at you piss us off. You didn't even do shit. We just hot. How I make you hot? Why your arms so hairy? Why your ass cheeks so hairy? Go shave that shit. I'm hot. Get off of me. Then we try to explain to you how hot we are. Y'all make us feel like we crazy. If this your wife right here, if she tell you she hot, you hot. I don't give a fuck if you got on mittens and it's cold in the house. You are hot. Because men don't get the key. We try. And it come real fast. She'll be in a big conversation with you. Hey, babe, yeah, what you want to do on Friday night? Let's go see Super Williams. I think she's really funny. Oh, yeah, let's go see her. It's hot in here. When she say that, you gotta say, yeah, it is hot in here. But men don't say that. Y'all know what y'all do? Y'all make us feel stupid. Babe, you not hot? No, I'm not hot. I don't know what's wrong with you. It's not hot in here. Something must be wrong with you. Now when you get choked out like Bart Simpson, you try to figure out what you did wrong. You hot, you gotta be hot. It's in the wedding vows. For hotter or for hot. That's what it said, for hotter or for hot. It be, sir, it be hot. Sir, it be so hot. My husband went to Costco and bought me that little white fan that oscillates and turns all around the oscillating fan. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all look like y'all go to Costco too. He bought me that little white fan. He said, how come every time I come into the bedroom, the fan facing up? I said, uh-huh. He said, well, every time I come into the bedroom, the fan is stopped up. I said, what? What you talking about? He said, the fan, babe, every time I come in here, it's like you stop it, but it's blowing up. I was like, oh, that's crazy. He said, what you be doing with the fan? I just stopped it with the remote right there. He was like, up all the time. He said, babe, you can tell me what you be doing with the fan. I said, He said, babe, does it have to do with your menopause? I said, I'm premenopause. I said, yeah. He said, what you be doing with the fan? I want to tell you because you're going to shut you. He said, babe, what you be doing with the, I want to tell you. He said, babe, just tell me I'll be standing over with my pussy out because it be hot. It's so hot. He said, your coochie gonna catch a cold. As long as it don't catch a hot, I don't give a shit what it catches. Some of your wives just shake their whole head off. You trying to figure out why we hot. Somebody said, is the heat the worst? No, the memory loss is the worst. That random memory loss, you just forget. Let me tell you something. Some of y'all men in here, y'all really, you think you won that argument. You ain't win that argument. She just forgot about it. You ain't win shit. And the more you talk, the more we forget. And let me tell you how it happens, because a lot of times when a man and a woman are having a conversation, especially an uncomfortable conversation, women tend to talk. And anytime there's too much of dead silence, we will continue talking. But that's your time to jump in. Women don't like quiet. Why don't we like quiet? Because if it's too quiet, then we start overthinking about what we think that you might be thinking. So because it's too quiet, we want to distract you from them thoughts. And we're going to keep on talking. So I'll talk for 6 minutes, and then I'm quiet for 30 seconds. He's just staring at me. So then I start talking again. I stop. And then I'm quiet for another 30 seconds. He's just staring at me. And he thinks that I'm being rude, and I'm not letting him talk. And I am letting him talk, he's just not talking fast enough. What the fuck I want him to talk about? It's like double dutch, you got to get in, babe. And we get so pissed off, because sometimes men will be like, you say the same thing over and over again. If you jump the fuck in, I could stop and be a part of this conversation. And by the time you decide to talk, because men get frustrated at what they say, well, can I say something, please? And the moment you start talking, we start forgetting. As soon as you open your mouth, we start forgetting. And fellas, look at your woman's face. You can tell she's not listening. You know how you know she's not listening? Because you talking and she's like this. This is true. This happened when my husband talking. I'm like this. Yeah? Okay. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Why are you talking to me? Stop talking to me. And then he brings me out of it because I click out and he comes back and says, so do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. My husband got me with that. He said, well, what I said then. I said, ooh. Well, I just wanted to say that I hear you. Why you feel the way that you feel. And moving forward, I will be considerate of that. And he's like, well, what did I say? Wow, you asking for a lot of shit there. You hungry? You gotta offer food or ass. It's one of those. You gotta offer food or ass. That's the only way you look at it. That's the only way. You gotta pull your titty out. That's the only way you're gonna distract them from the fact that you don't know what's going on. Y'all laughing. I went to my kitchen last week at 11 p.m. I got up, walked into my kitchen at 11 p.m. and I forgot why I'm in there. I'm pulling out drawers, I'm opening up fridges, I'm trying to see if something jogs my memory so I can remember why the fuck am I in the kitchen? I left the kitchen at 11:10 p.m. with salt and vinegar chips and a sandwich. I'm in my bedroom. I don't even usually eat in my bedroom, but I did because that's where the cool air is tonight. I'm in my bedroom eating a turkey sandwich and salt and vinegar chips. When I'm halfway through my sandwich and chips, I go, oh shit. I was supposed to cut the light off. I never cut the light off. I go to get in and cut the light off. I forget again. I leave with a whole sleeve of Oreos. A whole sleeve. That's why we can't lose no weight around this goddamn place. Help me, somebody. In December, I had to take some time off of comedy. I didn't announce it, I just did. I had to take some time off. I went to the emergency room, and I was in the emergency room for less than an hour, and the doctor came to me and said, we need to get you into the OR right now. like emergency surgery. I was like, me, bitch? The emergency rooms are different now. I remember back in the day when you went to the emergency room and you wrote your name on a piece of paper, and then they took the piece of paper to the back, and then they came out and they called you to the back and asked you what your symptoms are in the back. They don't do that no more. They ask you right in the emergency room. Like right in the waiting room when you walk in, at least that's how Kaiser does it. You walk up and there's a lady in the room and she always got a little attitude. Can I help you? And I felt so bad when I went because the gentleman in front of me was telling her all his symptoms. And even though I was probably like 3 or 4 feet standing behind him, I could hear everything. And I felt really bad because I was just like, damn, I don't think I'm supposed to hear this. So now it's my turn. And when I walk up to her, she goes, thank you for coming to Kaiser, how can I help you? And I said, hey, I don't really feel comfortable telling you what my... So she says, what's your first and last name? And I said, it's Carl Williams. And she said, can I have your birthday, please? And I said, 4584. And she prints out the band. And she said, can you stick your arm outside with the band on you? I said, well, wait a minute, bitch, you ain't finna admit me, hold on. Because once they put the band on you, they've admitted you. That's when the co-payment starts. Hold on, this is gonna be some over-the-counter shit. You understand what I'm saying? Wait a minute, let me tell you what. She goes, so can you tell me what your symptoms are? And I leaned in and I said, I don't really feel comfortable telling you that right here. There's people standing behind me. I think that's kind of personal. And she said, well, I can't help you if you don't tell me what your symptoms are. So I feel like if somebody be rude to me first, I can be rude back. But I'm not being rude, I'm a comic. I do things differently. So when she had the attitude, and I said, well, I just don't feel comfortable. She was like, well, then I can't help you. And I said, okay. And I thought of the craziest thing that came to my mind right there. And I said, well, my pussy's itching. She said, what? And I sold it. I was like, I was trying not to do nothing, but it's itching! Please help me. I just need to get in here. Somebody can help me. She said, listen, you can just sit in that seat right there. Somebody gonna help you right there. I turned around and 3 people that was behind me was like this. Well, bitch, which way you finna go? You don't want to sit nowhere near you. You gonna be able to trip vagina on fire. I sat in that seat, ma'am, I was rocking. I sold it. The nurse came out in 2 minutes. She said, ma'am, we'll take you to the back right now. I said, thank you. She said, yeah, don't touch me. Just follow me. I go to the back, I'm in there for 5 minutes. She says, so what's wrong? Your vagina is bothering you? I was like, girl, I ain't got wrong with my vagina. I just want to get back here, but don't send me back out there. She said, what's going on? So I told her my symptoms, and she says, can you give us a little urine? I said, of course. So I go urine, my husband comes in because he was parked in the car. And he comes in, he said, man, what happened in the waiting room? I said, what you mean? He said, they got a chair taped off, they sprayed it. What happened out there? I said, man, I don't know, somebody's pussy was itching. I have no idea. I've been here the whole time. I don't know. I do not know. Somebody, baby, you know, people be nasty, babe. I don't know. So I tinkle in the cup, and she says, put the cup in the window in the bathroom. And I was like, just leave it in the window and walk out? She's like, yeah. I was like, just leave my pee in the window. She's like, it's connected to the lab. I was like, well, somebody else gonna go in there after me. And she's like, you think somebody gonna take your pee? I'm like, first of all, I got really good pee. Okay, it's a little bit of Hennessy in it, but other than that, it's really good pee. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting in the room, they do my blood pressure, my temperature, and then within like 6 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, the nurse comes back in, and she goes, well, figure out why you have these symptoms. And I said, what is it? And she goes, well, you're pregnant.
Were you still working on it?
Damn, calm down. Damn, it hurt you more than it hurt me, girl, got it? She said, oh, shit. And it's funny, because when a woman finds out that we're pregnant, we always look at the guy like, what did you do? You're like, what you mean? Like, you wasn't there. We was there together, remember that? Like, shit, how did that happen? He was like, well, the baby is like 6 weeks ago, remember? I was like, oh yeah, but I never found my shoe. I woke up, somebody lash was on my shoulder, I don't know what happened. So she goes, immediately, she's like, we're just gonna take you in for a sonogram, there's nobody in there right now. I said, okay, ultrasound. I go in there, do the ultrasound, I go back into my room, and I'm waiting, and the doctor comes in, 15 minutes after the ultrasound, and she goes, Ms. Williams? And I said, yes. So the nurse already told you that you're pregnant? I said, unfortunately, yes. And she goes, the seriousness in this is that it's an ectopic pregnancy. And because it's ectopic, we have to remove it. Now, just for context, you guys to understand, I've been here already. Back in 2021, I had an ectopic pregnancy. For those of you who don't know what that is a pregnancy anywhere outside of the uterus, most of the time in a fallopian tube. And because it's in a fallopian tube, it cannot grow in there. It is dangerous. It can be fatal because it can rupture and you can internally bleed out. Now, back in 2021, I had an ectopic pregnancy, with my husband. I didn't know at the time. It ruptured and I was internally bleeding out and I had no idea. I'm crying, I'm on the floor, I can't stand, my stomach is swollen, and he's like, what is wrong? I'm crying for like 3 hours. And I'm just like, I don't know. He's like, I have to take you to the emergency bed. And I said, okay. He picks me up and he puts me in the car. Yes, he picked me up. Puts me in a wheelchair, takes me inside, tells them my symptoms. They immediately take me into ultrasound. Immediately. Now, I know if anybody in here is an ultrasound technician, you're not to tell me what's wrong. That's the doctor's job to give me the news, right? And I understand that. Well, fix your face. But what you crying for? What you crying for? She looking at the screen, looking at me, looking at the screen, looking at me. She asked, am I okay? The doctor will tell you. I said, you can't tell me nothing. No, the doctor will tell you. I said, well, if I'm going to die, I'm going to take you with me. So you might as well just tell me. The doctor will tell you. They roll me back into my room without even telling me what's wrong. I still don't know that I'm pregnant and it's ruptured. They immediately administer me morphine. I've never had morphine in my life. That shit was so good, sir. Oh my gosh. I didn't even know who hand this was. Oh my God, girl. Now the doctor want to come in and be serious. You gave me morphine. The doctor want to come in and tell me my diagnosis, but I'm high as hell. She walks in, Miss Williams, I need to talk to you. I'm so up. I said yes. She said, Miss Williams, you have an ectopic pregnancy in your left tube. It is ruptured. You're internally bleeding out. I need to get you into the OR right now. And I said, I want to let you do your little surgery. If you can give me a to-go bag. She said, a to-go bag of what? Of the morphine. She said, I cannot give you a to-go bag of morphine. Here I think I'm hurting her feelings. Well, then you can't do your little surgery then, kid. My husband said, take her ass to the goddamn back, please. I'm in the gurney like this. They do the surgery. I come out. My point of me telling you guys that was that I want you to understand that I did this before. So in December of 2025, when it comes to me again, because most people, if you're having one ectopic pregnancy, there's a high percentage you'll have another one. So they already took one fallopian tube back in 2021. Here we are to December 2025, she's telling me she got to take my other tube. And I say, you know what, I'm not even thinking about it. I said, just go for it. Just do what you got to do, give me the surgery, because I understand that the seriousness of this. So within 2 hours, I'm in pre-op, I'm in the surgery, I'm out. And it's a same-day go-home surgery. It's called laparoscopic surgery. And I'm sitting in my recovery chair, sitting up, and I am eating, I'm drinking apple juice and eating like crackers. And the surgeon comes in and she sits on my left, and the head nurse comes in and she stands on my right. And the doctor goes, I just came in here, and I said, is everything okay? She said, well, I just wanted to remind you, just make sure that you completely understand that because we took your second fallopian tube, you will no longer be able to naturally conceive children. So when she says that, the nurse, I feel her jerking, and I look up and she's crying. And I said, why are you crying? And she said, well, I was here back in 2021 with you, when you had the first surgery, and here I am again, your head nurse, and I just hate that this is the outcome. It just really bothers me that this is the outcome for you. And I'm just bothered that you will no longer be able to naturally conceive children. And I squeezed her hand, and when I squeezed her hand, we leaned in and we put our heads together. And I turned around and I said, girl, fuck them kids. Fuck them kids! No more tubes! Oh, I'm gonna be a whore, do you hear me? I'm gonna be in the streets. I'm gonna be a whore with my husband. I got 13 different wigs. I'm gonna be every night. You get some, you get some, you get some, you. Care about them kids? What's this apple juice? Where's the champagne? Oh, like I'm gonna be outside. He in the corner, me and him in the corner. It's gonna be real nasty. Nobody's sad about that. I can't have no more kids. I don't care about that shit. Fuck them kids. sad and shit in the corner crying. I was gonna tie my tubes in April anyway. You know, God don't come when you call him, but he always on time. Thank you. Thank you. Let me tell you this though, you find out what kind of man
I get
you
my
have.
own drink.
Be nice. I always have to stress this to the ladies. Not saying that men aren't nice, but we are. Women, Jesus, we some of the meanest motherfuckers on this earth. Women are. We so mean. We so fucking mean. You will cuss a man out for 12 minutes straight. And he will say one thing that is not even significant to the shit that you said to him. You want to call him crying. You done called him a bald, receding hairline, little penis, minimum wage, your mama don't like you, I hate you, you can't get a better job, raggedy motherfucker. I hate you. And he'll look at you and be like, that's why your chicken is dry. My chicken is dry? I remember you were 12 years, you said you loved my chicken. You're a liar. That's what you are. You're a fucking liar. I don't believe anything that you say. I hate you. You told him his mama don't like him, and you cried over some chicken? We're crazy. Women are insane. Be nice. I cannot stress that enough. Be kind to your partner. Be kind. This is what, you know, sometimes when I get into it with my husband, I get quiet. And he says, why are you quiet? And I said, because I'm rethinking a better way to say what I want to say. All it takes is 5 seconds to rethink what you want to say, and also ask yourself, what type of outcome, what's the outcome of this conversation? It's really important that we do that. And I'm saying that because in the blink of an eye, that quickly, that became my caregiver. In the blink of an eye, this is not just women to men, this is men to women as well. This quickly, that person that you love, that you sleep with every night, that's your caregiver. You can't, laparoscopic surgery is an incision here, here, and here. 3 incisions, right? Very small incisions. What they don't tell you is that around each incision swells up like a golf ball. So you can't do, sir, you can't do nothing. You can't laugh, you can't cough, you can't sneeze, you can't stand up by yourself, you can't sit down by yourself, you can't get up, you can't use the bathroom, you can't turn over in the bed by yourself, you can't do shit for like 6 days. You need your partner. You need their help. And you learn a lot about your partner too when you got that kind of surgery. Like I learned that my husband don't care that I got stitches. He's still sexually turned on. Why is he more sexually turned on than usual? Because I'm softer now. Not that I want to be soft, I'm soft. Why? Because anything you do that has to do with here hurts. So let me ask you a question. This is y'all fans. That's your auntie. Hey auntie, this your man? That's your man? That's my man. Oh, she said, bitch, that's my man. Bitch, don't play out here in Tempe. Okay, what's your name? Carl? Charles. Charles, what's your name? Lisa. So we got Charles and Lisa. Normally when Lisa calls Charles, she says, Charles! Charles, can you come in here, Charles? Charles, I need your help in the kitchen, Charles. You can't call him like that no more, because calling him like that hurts. So now when you call him, you're soft. Charles. Look at some of them in here. Ooh, wait a minute.